It's a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
Time for a little Rays baseball on this Sunday afternoon from St. Petersburg, Florida. It is a Kid Sunday at Tropicana Field. The Rays and the Chicago White Sox wrapping up a 3-game series. Little leaguers early here at Tropicana Field getting a chance to walk on the field where the Rays are about to take on the Chicago White Sox to wrap up this weekend series. Welcome back. Todd Callis alongside Orestes Estrada. We'll check in with Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson in just a minute on this Kids Sunday. And for the rest of the season on Kids Sundays, we will have teaching tools for the kids, some demonstrations that you've been a part of.
Yeah, and we're going to bring you a lot of players that we shot before. They're going to do some great teaching tools themselves. We got some good Rays players that are very good teachers. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about and show you here, speaking of teaching, is about balance, because I think people forget how important it is to be in an athletic position at the plate. You think about it in defense, you think about it maybe as a pitcher, but also at the plate, the flat-footedness and the balance, so important. So take a look here. Myself and Cole Patterson show you a little bit about balance at the plate. Balance is so important in any sport. It doesn't matter. You have to be balanced. And for baseball, it's like building a house. If I'm too wide, man, that house is going to fall down. I can't even reach pitches. I'm off balance. I can't feel comfortable. If I'm standing up too tall, the same thing. If my legs are too close, I can't. So the basic premise is shoulder width apart, and then two key things. Shoulder width apart of my legs, I'm nice and balanced. It's being on the balls of your feet, the pads in the front, not the heel. Leaning a little bit forward, and then the other key thing that a lot of young hitters forget is the weight should be you should be feeling it on the inside part of your legs. Not on the outside, on your quads out here, but on the inside part. What does that do? That keeps you centered, lower, and then you can get a better take back and you're not rocking. You're just taking back slowly, and then I'm swinging. Everything's balanced, obviously. In fact, you want to finish your swing kind of falling out over the plate a little bit. For the righty, you're almost falling towards the first base line. For the lefty, you're kind of falling a little bit towards shortstop. That's the proper swing. I'm going to bring my little man Colt over here, and he's going to demonstrate a nice setup. You're going to watch him set up. Look how his legs got the weight on the inside part. Right there is beautiful. He bends his knees. He's got also his weight on here, not on the heel. If I push him back, he's not going to fall back because he's on his heels. And then he sets up nicely, gives me a swing. One more time. Boom. Beautiful swing, balance, compact, and that's where also the power comes from.
Balance so important at the plate. We will have demonstrations throughout the season. We are ready for baseball. Pair of lefties on the mound, Matt Moore and Jose Quintana. First pitch just minutes away on Fox Sports Sun.
Baseball on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by Bright House Networks. Visit brighthouse.com. By Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. By the all-new LG G5. Life's good when you play more. And by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. At the Trop this afternoon, the Rays and the Chicago White Sox wrapping up this 3-game series. Matt Moore on the hill for the Rays, making his 3rd start of the year. Jose Quintana, the left-hander, will do the pitching for the White Sox. Rays baseball right around the corner. Offense came to life, blasting 3 home runs and scoring a season-high 7 as Tampa Bay cruised to a 7-2 victory. This afternoon, southpaw Matt Moore goes to the hill, looking to build on his performance last Tuesday versus Cleveland. We welcome you to Tropicana Field, where the Rays and the White Sox complete this series. And for the Rays, it will be the final game of this current homestand. Rays will be hitting the road, moving on to Boston and New York before getting back home on the 25th. That's a Monday night against Baltimore. Let's take a quick look at the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealer. Adam Eaton's going to lead it off again for the White Sox. He'll be in left field. Austin Jackson hits second, then Jose Abreu. Todd Frazier is at third. Jerry Sands, the DH. Brett Lawrie hits sixth and second. Avisayo Garcia is in right. Deanna Navarro behind the plate. Tyler Saladino will be at shortstop, batting ninth.
Going up against the left-hander for the Tampa Bay Rays, Matt Moore. Tremendous start to the season, and he was outstanding his last time out against the Cleveland Indians. 7 strong innings, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, and a no decision, but the Rays did win that ball game.
First pitch of this game, a fastball is fouled back. That first pitch presented by Pitch a Penny. So we are underway at the Trop. Matt Moore making his 3rd start, coming off a very good spring. A consistent plus spring, and the same thing so far through a couple of outings here for Matt Moore. 2 strikes now to count on Eaton.
Well, he's come out, simplified delivery, and he's throwing a ton of strikes with the fastball. And when he's good with the fastball, you better believe the curveball and the changeup are going to follow suit.
Back to the hill. One away. They keep eating off the bases.
Let's take a look at that Tampa Bay Rays defense for you as it's going to line up this afternoon. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source in the outfield left to right. We have Desmond Jennings, Kevin Kiermaier, and Brandon Guyer. And then across that infield third to first, Evan Longoria, Brad Miller, Logan Forsythe, and Steve Pearce with Kurt Casale behind the plate.
The Rays happy to have Logan Forsythe and Kevin Kiermaier back in the lineup today after that collision in the middle game of this series. Missing the second game of the series. First pitch is upstairs to Austin. Austin Jackson, 1 ball, no strikes. Popper foul. It's 1-1. Let's go back to Friday night. Here is that collision with Garcia hitting that popper into right center.
Well, and you see him land, or after landing, after running into each other, Logan Forsythe got up with a pretty nasty limp. Kevin Kiermaier holding his head, and really it turned out that it was the best case scenario because each of them missed a ball game, missed last night's game. The Rays were able to win that game, and then they're right back out there playing none the worse for wear this afternoon.
Popper into right center, and that's Guyer there. And Brandon Guyer, who played center field last night and right field today, handles that one off the bat of Austin Jackson. Kiermaier called that one for Guyer immediately when that went up. He was pointing to Guyer the whole time.
Well, you know what? Communication is so important when you're talking about outfielders to outfielders, outfielders to infielders. I mean, there's a lot of balls that end up in that gray area, and someone needs to take charge.
And Kiermaier talked about that, the aftermath of that collision out there. And he said, look, that's a center fielder's ball. I should have been more demonstrative and called it. And went after it. Of course, both are aggressive defenders. And the collision was the result of that. Strike the count on Abreu. Upstairs goes the fastball, and it's 1-1. Down to third. Right there's Evan Longoria. His throws on the money. A 1-2-3 first. We're going to go to the Rays half of the inning. Logan Forsythe back in the leadoff spot. We are scoreless. Logan Forsythe, he'll be in the leadoff spot. We'll check the rest of the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Forsythe, then Guyer and Longoria. Steve Pearce hits clean up in front of Desmond Jennings. Logan Morrison will be the DH, hitting 6th in front of Kurt Casale. Kevin Kiermaier's in center, and Brad Miller, the shortstop, hits 9th.
Well, they'll be going up against another left-handed starting pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, and that is Jose Quintana, off to an outstanding start this season. 2 starts, a 1-0 record, 2.31. He has been Mr. Consistency. You look at his ranks among American League starting pitchers from the left side, and he is right at the top of the heap. Doesn't get a lot of publicity. He's not a showman. He doesn't do anything flashy. He just goes out and throws the ball very, very well and very, very effectively.
Yeah, and for some reason lacks up a lot of no decisions and gives them quality innings. And great numbers for Forsythe against Quintana. 4 of 5 with a homer and 2 doubles. First pitch outside. Logan with a couple home runs this year. The Rays hit 3 last night in their 7-2 win, as the bats came to life. One and one.
And that's what he's going to rely upon, Jose Quintana. He's not going to blow you away with velocity, but he's got a really good idea of what he's doing out there and will move the ball around the zone. Pitches to both sides effectively.
Fouled back, 1 and 2.
You mentioned those quality innings. You go back among left-handed starting pitchers since 2012. And he is 3rd in the American League in quality starts with 74, including 25 a year ago. Very quiet.
And he gets the corner. A call out there on the edge, and Logan Forsythe is out number 1.
Now let's take a look at that Chicago White Sox defense and see how it's going to line up behind Jose Quintana here this afternoon. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we have Adam Eaton, Austin Jackson, and Abisail Garcia. And across that infield, 3rd to 1st, Todd Frazier, Tyler Saladino, Brett Laurie, and Jose Abreu, with Deoner Navarro behind the plate.
There's Brandon Guyer. Ball and a strike. Guyer has never had a hit off Quintana. He is 0 for 7 against him. So we go to the other side of the spectrum from number 1 to number 2, where Forsythe came in with great numbers. And now here's Guyer up the right side. That ball is going to be foul. Making a bid for an extra base hit there, but foul. Guyer last night started the home run barrage.
Did a nice job of staying back on the changeup and keeping it fair. The other thing that you like about Brandon Guyer and his chances here this afternoon, 3rd straight day in the lineup. You know, when you get that kind of playing time, and I don't care if it's against different types of pitchers, but you're out there in the lineup, in the flow of the game, seeing pitches, it's going to benefit you.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Looper into center. There's a base hit. Guyer aggressively making the turn. Eaton gets the ball back into second base. There's a base hit for Brandon Guyer. 1 on with 1 out.
Well, 2-strike approach there by Brandon. He got a breaking ball that stayed out over the plate. It got in on him a little bit, but you're just trying to put that ball into play, give yourself a chance. Right there, he's able to drop it into the outfield, a little 1-out hit. And the Rays are off.
Evan Longoria. Strike 1 after that first pitch fastball.
Now, Evan Longoria has shown us here in the early going that he's not going to sit back and wait for a pitcher to work him over in the strike zone. If it's near the plate, he has been super aggressive, as he was right there in the first pitch.
He's been the most aggressive hitter in this Rays lineup. It's popped up, foul ball. It's out of play, 2 strikes. Small sample, but it's interesting, the lefty-righty matchup, because he's always been good against left-handed pitching. Last year hit over 340 against lefties, and so far this year just 2 for 13 against left-handed pitching. So he has some catching up to do.
Yeah, you know that number absolutely will come around. Too good of a hitter and too much success, you know, over a number of years. So you know that that'll change.
A ball and 2 strikes.
I think the key for this Rays lineup, talk about how aggressive they've been, the most aggressive team in Major League Baseball so far, but aggressive and selective. Sometimes a tough line to walk, but you don't want to be reckless.
And it's really been a theme that we've touched on in this series. The way they finished last year, more aggressive, and other pitching staffs obviously take note of things like that. And so you do have to walk that line. You want to be aggressive, but not overly so, where that could be used against you.
Right. There was a time where when you were facing the Rays lineup, you knew that a good firm fastball on the outer half or the inner half was going to get you strike 1, and you worked from there. And that's not going to work anymore. That outer half, inner half fastball is going to get swung at aggressively. So now teams know that. So now they go out trying to make a pitch. Maybe you won't see the fastball, you know, except on the outer third. Maybe you're going to see a changeup. Maybe you're going to see a breaking ball. And that's where you've got to become selective as a hitter.
And a cut and a miss as Longoria chased that one.
He took the previous pitch, which I guarantee you in his mind he thought, boy, that was borderline. Looks like he's going to go right back out there, and Evan commits to the swing as the ball bottoms out into the dirt.
Couple of strikeouts for Quintana here in the first. And here's Steve Pearce. Now, Pearce has had some success against Quintana. 3 of 6 with a home run. Takes a pitch away.
You can see right there, you know, trying to make a quality pitch with the first pitch fastball. Now it's off the plate. Now, if you get some pitchers that will pick every now and then, now all of a sudden you get the count in your favor, and you can really turn it loose. But that's where you're going to have to be disciplined.
Fly ball back into deep center. Jackson's going to go to the track, and that ball's off the wall. Extra bases. Geyer's going to score on the double by Pearce, and the Rays lead 1-0. Pearce powered that one to center field to give the Rays the early lead.
Now Quintana misses with a first pitch fastball. Is going to come back with another, and Steve Pearce, who hits left-handed pitching, boy, he was all over that. Got full extension and good carry. Almost got this thing out of here. Deepest part of the field and right off the top of the wall.
Here's picking up the RBI. There's Desmond Jennings. Takes a strike. So a couple of hits and a run so far in the first inning. Jennings homered last night. Led off the bottom of the 8th with his first home run of the year. Jennings takes it away. Geyer scored the game's first run. Two and one. 3 balls and a strike.
And this is a really nice job of Desmond Jennings showing some patience at the plate. You know he wants to cut it loose, especially after falling behind 0-1. But some borderline pitches below the zone, and he's able to stay off of them. I guess not all of them.
Quintana just not giving in
no,
either.
He's not. No, he is absolutely not. He's got the left-handed hitting Logan Morrison on deck, and so he comes with a 3-1 changeup.
Swing and a miss, back with a fastball. So he strikes out Jennings. 3 strikeouts in the inning, but the Rays pick up 2 hits and a run. Steve Pearce with a double off the center field wall, scoring Brandon Guyer. 1-0 Rays. Man's best friend.
That little one was in complete charge of that situation.
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to be in charge.
The dog was in fine position too.
There's Todd Frazier swinging through the first pitch, strike 1. It's all starting early on a beautiful Sunday afternoon at the ballpark. Great to have you with us. And the Rays off to a 1-0 lead. There's a strike. Matt Moore had a 1-2-3 first inning. And he takes care of Frazier on 3 pitches, powered him up right there.
Let's take a Toyota inside look at Matt Moore in his last 6 starts, the last 4 from a year ago, and then obviously his first 2 this year, and the numbers just 5 out of 6 quality, a perfect record, 1.86 on the earned run average. Finished the season strong. Dwayne, you talked about his spring training, and he has just continued to roll that right here into the regular season. And you know what? That last strikeout on Todd Frazier, showing not only the ability to locate the fastball, but noticing that during the course of this series, it's looked like Todd Frazier's swing has been getting a little bit long. So tie him up with 2 strikes. And that's smart on top of execution.
Yeah, there's a dangerous bat right there, and Todd Frazier. You figure out an edge on him, you'll take it.
That's right. I mean, this is a guy, You know, the Chicago White Sox last year scored the fewest runs in the American League, hit the fewest home runs.
Yeah, they were tired of it.
That's right. And so here comes Todd Frazier, 64 homers in his last 2 seasons. But like I said, during the course of this series, you could see that swing getting long, you know, as he's almost looking for power. And there's nothing wrong with that. Well, maybe a hair. Close enough to call. But Matt Moore gets 2 strikes on him and then immediately pops that fastball in, knowing that he's going to get the swing, and if the swing is long, he's not going to be able to get to it.
And he gets this one by Jerry Sands to take the count to 3-2. We've seen Moore at the end of last year and early this year just have such a confident presence about him out there. And he goes away and gets the chase from Sands on the fastball.
The difference is we often talk about how Matt Moore's outing will go as his fastball goes, and we're typically talking about command of it in the sense of throwing strikes. But what he's doing with it here in the early going today is he's commanding it to the pinpoint locations he wants it. He wants to go glove side, he's going glove side. He wants the pitch on the corner just off. We're like that one right there to Sands, it's right there. So he not only has the fastball working, he has it working in small windows.
Brett Lawrie takes the pitch upstairs. He's hitting .286 with a home run. That home run came last night. Grounds him inside, 2-0.
I think Brett Lawrie was a fan of that pitch at all. That's okay.
And there's a strike. 2-1. Well, a lot of people don't like to be crowded.
No. At the
close.
plate, at a party,
Yep.
anywhere. Just there's a personal space that you have as a human being. If someone's a close talker, not fan. Someone's a close pitcher, you're not that much of a fan.
2-2 now the count. And he is out on strikes. Boy, a dominant second inning by Matt Moore. 1-2-3. 1-0 Rays. Nothing coming in to hit at the bottom of the second. Today's Rays telecast can make you a winner. Just enter now for a chance at today's Rays Up to Win prize. 4 Rays Club tickets and 4 batting practice passes. The winner's name shown live on the air in the 8th inning. Visit RaysBaseball.com/Rays Up to Win to enter. Go online right now to register. Rays Up. Here's Logan Morrison. And against the lefty. Pitch inside. Morrison is 4 of 9 in his career against Quintana. His career splits against lefties and righties pretty close. Ground ball down to first, and Abreu makes the play unassisted. Last year, however, he did hit under 200 against lefties, but for his career, the righty-lefty splits are pretty close. And he's had some success against Quintana. Hit the ball well there.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing. You've been out of the lineup for a couple of days, and so you have a guy that he's had some success against, good feelings, and you get him out there and hope that he can get things jump-started.
Casale takes a strike.
I like what he's done with the hair, too.
Yeah, you know, if you're not going that well, you change something.
That is baseball.
Yep.
That's what you do. Shave, new hairstyle, something's gonna be different.
Yeah. Change the vibe.
It's the wonderful behind the scenes part of this game that not a lot of people are privy to.
You know, you go into a period where you're slumping a little bit. Just the concept of a slump. It's almost like a mythical force that has fallen upon you. Oh, I'm in a slump. Well, I mean, you're going to hit. Sometimes you don't hit, but there's a name for this terrible thing you're in called a slump.
Right. How do I bust out of it?
Yeah. 2-2. Oh, that pitch just missed. Pretty close. And the count is full, 3-2. And that's on the corner, says C.B. Buckner. Casale caught looking.
You come with a breaking ball. This is actually going to start off the plate away, and then he's able to kind of bring that close to the edge and drop it right on the corner. Just looking for a strike breaking ball right there. That overhead shot doesn't look real good, but that's one of those pitches just too close to take.
Kiermaier back in the lineup. This is a fastball for a strike. Kevin with a couple hits. He's 2 for 6 against Quintana. Quintana gets that call for strike 2. Look at those pitches.
Yeah, he can dot that fastball, and that last one down and in. Now going to go all the way to the other side. That is, ooh.
Uh-oh. Well, Deanna Navarro says to C.B. Buckner, I had a little twitch. Nothing to do with the call. I'm just trying to get this twitch out of my left hamstring there.
You've seen enough of these, and you say, boy, that's a perfect pitch. This inning is not quite
Buckner
over.
shaking his head. That's low.
And you'd never want to show up the home plate umpire. That's why Navarro is talking about that twitch.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it wasn't a call? I've had this thing now for a week or so.
Heavy lean to the left.
It's an involuntary response. That's a base hit up the left field line. Extra bases coming for Kiermaier. In at second with a double. So Kevin Kiermaier stays alive and goes the other way between Frazier and the line, and that's good for 2 bases.
And that was a nice adjustment made. You know, first 2 pitches were in, and then all of a sudden Quintana says, I'm going to go away. And look at that, just does not overswing. That's when Kevin Kiermaier has been very, very good. When he's down in the count, he cuts down on the swing, put the ball in play, remember your wheels. And that one he's able to get up the line and get into scoring position.
Brad Miller. Miller connected against the lefty in the 4th inning last night. All one this time around. one out against John Danks. Second of 3 home runs the Rays lineup produced last night.
We wondered last night who was the beneficiary of that forearm shiver, and it was Steven Souza Jr. And he got popped pretty good.
Ooh, look out on that shot up the right side.
Knocked him right out of the lineup.
So Miller, there's Souza.
He got the forearm banged. He got the hand mangled, knocking that ball out of the glove of Navarro. Play at the plate.
He's trying to mind his own business. Two and two. And Miller out on strikes. Pulled the string on him there. We go to the third. 1-0 Rays.
Matt Moore in the top of the second inning and talk about commanding the fastball to Todd Frazier, tying him up in. Then you've got Jerry Sands. I want to go away just off the plate to get the chase. And then a byproduct of that is this right here. A fastball that's down and in to Brett Lawrie, and he takes a swing like that. He's been so good with that fastball in that Brett Lawrie sees it coming at him, realizes you've got to start it early, and starts it too early on a pitch that was clearly out of the zone. But that's a byproduct of the previous good work that Matt Moore has done with that fastball.
Marcelo Garcia leads it off and fouls away the first pitch from Matt Moore. Moore striking out the side in the second. He's retired the first 6 to face him. Two. Got him out in front right there. Hit on him, pops him up, foul. And that's going to fall in front of the bullpen bench, but no one could get there.
Just look at how he's worked Garcia in this at-bat. Fastball in, and then a changeup that was middle in, and then another fastball in. I'll tell you, he's pitching smart. His command has been exemplary early on here.
Oh, and this time he hits Garcia. So Garcia hit by a pitch, base runner for the White Sox, and we'll check in with Emily right now. Emily.
Hi, Dwayne. If you're a Rays season ticket holder, the Republic Bank draft room is where you want to be. It has a lot of exclusive opportunities for the Rays season ticket holders that you can take advantage of. Yesterday, Alex Cobb was signing autographs for fans. Today, it was puppy hugging from the Southeastern dog guide. So if you don't like to hug puppies, I don't really know what's wrong with you, but it was a great opportunity. I was up here playing with some of those guys. So the Republic Bank draft room is where you want to be exclusively for season ticket holders. Dwayne.
All right, great spot up there and a lot going on apparently.
Well, listen, anytime you're going from Alex Cobb signing autographs to puppy hugging, that's a pretty wide swath you're covering.
So anything and everything.
Yeah, you got to go just to see what's coming up next. What will happen next, Dwayne?
No one knows.
Maybe Mark Hendrickson shows up.
There was a lot of room up there.
He's the Rays' tallest pitcher.
He is, or was. 1-1 to count to Deoner Navarro. See how Navarro's leg is as he's hitting. If he bails, we'll know something really is up.
That's where he would head.
Oh, close pitch. Well, maybe CB Buckner's buying it.
But those are pitches as they come out of the hand, and the way that that ball is received by the catcher, you know, in this case Kurt Casale, you're saying, man, that ball is right there. It's such a good pitch that the hitter doesn't even swing because you lock him up.
There's a strike. It's 2-2.
How about the ability in the 2-1 count to come back with the changeup? Speaks to confidence.
And a cut in the middle. So let's do it again. Came right back with it. Had him out in front and strikes him out. You know, it occurs to me, Matt Moore, from the time he came up, was impressive. I mean, the first thing you noticed was that velocity. But what we've seen so far on the backside of this Tommy John surgery is a more confident and complete pitcher than we saw before.
I would agree with that. I mean, he really looks like he is believing not only in what he's doing, but in the ability to get it done. And that last breaking ball there to Navarro at 84 miles an hour had the look of a slider, not so much the curveball that we're used to seeing. So maybe we're going to take a little off, add a little on to that breaking ball.
He's got a strike to Saladino. And this one by him.
See, that's an example of gun says 92, swing says 95. 92, but boy, does that just jump right by you, and you see the hitter swing at it. Swing looks like that pitch was a lot harder.
And he takes care of Saladino. And everything's coming out of the same place.
That's why you're getting the swings at pitches that are out of the zone. He's just been so consistent moving the ball around, and hitters understanding that they have to start it a little bit early. They're committing too early.
Top of the order, Adam Eaton. Tap right side. Moore will have to cover, and he beats him to. Oh, no. Safe the call. No. Jim Reynolds called him safe, and Kevin Cash with his left arm extended said, hang on, wait a minute. We think we might want to take a look at that.
Yeah. Well, certainly Matt Moore got in front of Adam Eaton. Did the foot get to the bag? This is going to be close. Oh, you know what? Here's the thing that happened there, and this is why the play was so close, is Matt Moore was counting his footsteps, trying to get his feet under control, counting his steps to the bag, and then he went to the back of the bag. See that little right there, those couple little taps, and that allowed Adam Eaton to maybe sneak that left foot in at the front of the bag. That may be the right call.
Looked like a little stutter step in there.
Yep. You're trying to get your footwork correct, and not only that, you end up at the back of the bag. So you cost yourself some distance and the choppy feet. This is going to be close. I still think he may have, I mean, where's Adam Eaton's foot coming down? And you see
he may have gotten him anyway.
On the top.
I think he got him.
Yeah, he maybe did. A lot closer than it should have been, but we'll see.
And when you're calling that in Jim Reynolds' defense, if you get the point you made going to the back of the bag, if you're an umpire and you see that, and there's a question, runner's going to get the break.
And you're a little bit screened out because you're looking through Matt Moore into Adam Eaton.
That's right. But when you review it, I think they're going to find that he is out.
Yeah, after that last look, I would tend to agree with you on this one for sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's, one would think, pretty clear and convincing.
At least to the two men up here.
Yeah, up at the balcony. Or at least
hey, listen, I think we're really
seats.
good in the Muppets.
Oh, they're going to rule it safe. Well, here come the two guys in the balcony.
Well, you know, that's the thing, though. You know, this is one of, you know, it's all about, hey, let's make sure that we get it right on the field. Well, and being completely.
Yeah, you just wonder how they make that call.
I know. Well, and someone else looking at that says he's for sure out. Here they say safe.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Unless they're saying that the foot was hovering.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But.
So they're going to say that it stands, not confirmed, stands, lacking clear and convincing evidence. Pitch to Austin Jackson is a strike.
Now here's the challenge for Matt Moore, thinking that maybe I'm out of that inning. Now you got to gear right back up. You got two runners aboard here. Got to make some pitches.
Jackson fouls it back. He's ahead of him, 2 strikes. So Eaton gets an infield hit. Garcia hit by a pitch at second. Eaton aboard at first on the scratch hit. It's upstairs. White Sox end with a record of 8-3. They won 5 of their last 6. Rays winning last night 7-2. So the White Sox 4-1 on their current road trip after sweeping 3 in Minnesota, dividing the first 2 here with the Rays. Into right field, a base hit, charged by Geyer. Garcia's going to try to score. Throw offline. The game is tied. Eaton goes to third as Jackson singles inside the right field line.
Well, the Chicago White Sox able to exploit the replay decision. Inside out swing there by Jackson on a breaking ball. Looked like Brandon Geyer maybe had a shot right here, but he just kind of pulls his throw over to the left, wide of home plate, and Garcia is able to sneak in.
So the White Sox have men at first and third with Abreu up here. Jose Abreu. Well, you'd much rather face him leading off an inning. But it is what it is, and the first pitch is a ball. And Matt Moore did a little double take at that one. Foul back, headed out of play, 1-1. So the Rays score a run in the first. White Sox have one in the third. And a threat. Two. Abreu out on strikes. Big strikeout for Moore. This game tied 1-1. Baseball on Fox Sports Sound is brought to you by Ram Trucks. Guts, Glory, Ram. By Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by your Southern Chevy dealers. All day at the Trop here. We go to the bottom of the third. We'll be the top of the order. Logan Forsythe, then Brandon Geyer and Evan Longoria. Down to the first pitch strike. Dropping the curveball in there. Fouling back the fastball. 0-2. Counted 9-10 last year with a .336 earned run average.
When you talk about just consistency, in his last 3 years, 9 wins in each. His ERA anywhere between 3.51 and 3.36. Innings between 200 and 206. Dependable starter that just doesn't rack up the wins for whatever reasons. Gives you those quality starts, but they don't always translate.
See a 2-2 pitch again into Forsythe. Well, this is the 3rd career start for Quintana here at Tropicana Field. In 2 prior starts, 1-0 with a 164 earned run average. This is his 6th start overall. There's an extra base hit back into the corner and left. Kicks back to Eaton. And a 2-base hit for Forsythe. So the Rays come right back and put the leadoff man at second base on the 2nd double of the year for Logan Forsythe.
How about Logan seeing everything away from him and then the breaking ball coming down and in? Talked about it coming in. He was 4 for 5 coming into this ball game off Quintana, and you can see why. Pitch recognition. He strokes that down, and the Rays look to answer.
The Rays now will have 3 shots to take the lead here in this 1-1 ball game with Forsythe at second.
Well, this is more than ever where you want to see productive at-bats. Do not let these kind of opportunities go by the wayside.
Geyer misses the first pitch for a strike. Geyer singled in the first and scored on the Pierce double. Skipping away. Navarro will chase it to the backstop. And over to third base goes Forsythe on a wild pitch.
Well, that's one way to get it done. Quintana just chokes one off a little bit short. It's a free 90 feet. Now runner at third, less than, well, nobody out. Gotta get him in. Maybe get greedy and look for more.
Well, Geyer with a 1-1 count. Infield comes up a bit on the right side, not all the way. It's short. Base hit, line past Saladino over the infield, and the Rays grab the lead. Brandon Geyer comes through. The base hit scores Forsythe. It's 2-1.
Well, I think any time that you pull the infield up just a little bit, the hitter gets a little bit more confidence, knowing that these guys feel like they're right on top of them. Now I just put the ball in play hard, and I'm going to get myself a base hit. And it's not like Jose Quintana is a ground ball pitcher. I mean, he's a fly ball guy. I'm not saying that Saladino would have got to that either, but well, Brandon Geyer wasted no time in plating that run.
Now here's Evan Longoria. There's a line drive base hit into center. Geyer makes the turn. He's going to hang on. Jackson's throw in line with third to Saladino, the shortstop. 3 straight hits to open the third for the Rays. Trying to expand the inning now.
Well, continuing that aggressiveness that Evan Longoria has shown here first couple weeks of the season. He goes right after the first pitch, but that pitch was right out over the plate too. Well, he got good extension right up the middle.
Well, Evan, 342 against lefties last year. And a nice stroke with that one right back through the middle. Here's Steve Pearce, who doubled in the first run of the game back in the first inning. Great opportunity for the Rays. First pitch is a ball. Pearce has had great success against Quintana. One and one. Two balls and a strike.
And those are the types of pitches that Quintana needs. A good pitch there at the knees, inside corner. Big difference really in any pitcher's numbers when you go from the potential of 1 and 2 to 2 and 1. Completely lose the advantage.
3 balls and a strike. Forsythe's double open the inning. Singles by Geyer and Longoria have followed. Pierce up in the count, 3 and 1. Takes him to 3-2. Out in front of that one.
And still not going to give in, even though he's down 3 and 1 with 2 runners aboard and nobody out. Still continues to pitch.
Pierce is out on strikes. Followed up the fastball in there with that off-speed pitch prior and gets him.
That is a gutsy last couple of pitches there by Quintana. The 3-1 changeup and then the lockup on the fastball in. Yeah, that's exactly what happens right there. Steve Pierce looking for something on the outer half, maybe something soft, but regardless, he got hard in.
So a big strikeout for Quintana for the first out. And now he faces Desmond Jennings. Starts him with breaking pitch for a strike. Broken bat, the pop up. Handled there by Laurie. Jennings is the second out. So now Quintana's only 1 out away from avoiding what could have been a disastrous inning for him. We'll see what Logan Morrison can do to add to the Rays' production. Morrison 0 for 1, out unassisted by Abreu down at first, his first time. Ball 1. Morrison now 4 of 10 in his career against Quintana. Ball 1 strike, fastball in. Rays with a run in the first, now a run in the third, 2-1 ball game. 2.
They're trying to keep Logan Morrison from getting extended. The hard stuff in, and that opens up. You got to think that Logan is going to look to protect in there. He's got to. That opens up that outer half. It opens up the breaking ball if he wants to. There's a whole lot here that Quintana can do. You hope he makes a mistake.
3 straight hits. The Rays with a run, 2 men on. A strikeout and a pop out, setting up this 2-on 2-out situation. And 1-2 the count on Logan Morrison. Sweeps it away. 2-2. Kurt Casale on deck. He'd love to get a chance to swing the bat in this inning. Well, the count is full. Quintana got ahead of him coming in. Now it's 3-2. 2 outs. Runners will get a head start. Big 3-2 pitch. And it's bounced foul.
Well, this is where, as a pitcher, and Deanna Navarro is going out to talk with Quintana right now, but this is where you say to yourself, you know, every hitter that you face, as you game plan for them, you have your safe zone. You know, where can I go? Where am I safe with this guy? You know, you're going to make pitches to him all over the place, but when it comes time to make a pitch, which is this is it, a full count, 2 runners aboard, they're off and running. You're already down a run. You've got to make a pitch here. Where is that safe zone? Is that the breaking ball? Is it the fastball in? Well, you better be sure he's going to swing. You better know that C.B. Buckner would call it.
Tapper, right side. Abreu with the pitcher covering. Safe at first. He missed it. The run will score. Morrison is safe. Longoria winds up at second base. And Geyer with 2 outs and a 3-2. Came all the way around from second.
Yep. Well, there's a chopper. Quintana's making a beeline for the bag. Gets the throw a little bit late and is already by the bag. Jim Reynolds right on top of that call. Boy, that is a costly mistake made there, because that was the end of the inning.
Well, it's going to go as an error charge to Quintana for missing the bag. There is a timing element to all of that, as we saw in the top of the inning.
Yeah. Well, that ball was chopped, and so Morrison's busting it up the line. Abreu knows that he's not going to be able to field and get back to the bag, but he's got to let that thing bounce one more time and then try to rush the pitch. And by that time, Quintana was even with the bag. You catch it, you put your foot down, and you're past it.
Well, there's a case where, with the count full, the runners are going, and Geyer, not taking anything for granted, came around and scored. Longoria's at second. Morrison at first on the error. Kurt Casale does get a chance to swing the bat in this inning, taking the pitch low. Play resuming after Don Cooper's trip to the mound. Two and 0. Well, the Rays jumped on Quintana early in this inning, and then he made some good pitches to limit the damage. But boy, a big mistake there, missing the bag at first. Foul. That's out of play. Takes the count to 2-1 on Casale. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first. And Morrison is picked off. Navarro gets Morrison to end the inning. So the Rays will settle for 2. Take a look at this. Abreu in behind Morrison. Wouldn't let him get to the bag, and he's out of there.
The 4th inning. This is a Kids Sunday at Tropicana Field. Lots of little leaguers in attendance today. Here's the section with a lot of kids from South Tampa and Palmacia. We've got the Panthers over here, the Storm, Swing Station. Purple and gold teams, the Gold Gloves. A lot of pressure to play good defense on that team. And then further up, we have the Thunderbats, we have the Presidents. Guys, it is a party out here with all these little leaguers enjoying a little Rays baseball on this Kids Sunday. Back to you.
And the decibel level's pretty good at that party as well. First pitch in the 4th inning. Todd Frazier fouls it back. Strike 1. Again, Todd in the middle of all the action. Wherever he goes, he creates that kind of uproar.
So consistent. It doesn't matter the ballpark. It doesn't matter.
Nope. That happened just walking down the street. 1-1 to count on Frazier. Moore struck him out on a fastball back in the 2nd. And now finds the count running to 2-1 against him in the 4th. 6 strikeouts for Matt Moore. Three and 1. Well, the 3rd inning, an interesting inning. A couple of situations there where that old 3-1 play turned out to be more difficult than you might think. And hurting both teams, or helping both teams, depending on the way you want to look at it.
Well, you had Matt Moore count his steps and go to the back edge of the bag. It went to review, didn't work out, and then Quintana just overran the bag on a ball where the timing was a little bit off because it was a chopper.
Frazier chasing that 3-2 pitch. He went up with the fastball still in the zone, but up. And he's out on strikes.
And when the swing gets a little bit long, it's a slower swing. And this pitch is able to just jump over it. You see Frazier going out there with the wide stride, long swing, and gets beat with the fastball up and away. That was coming after the first at bat where he was beat with the heater in. Right now, just having a tough go of it at the plate.
Ball 1 to Jerry Sands. Fastball by him. 1-1. Sands got back foot out of the way. 2-1. Sands briefly with the Rays a couple of years ago. 2-2. Spent part of last year with Cleveland, originally up parts of a couple of seasons with the Dodgers. One out, bases empty, 2-2 the count. Moore retired the first 6 he faced before he hit Garcia. Off in the third. That eventually led to the run in that inning with a couple men left on. Moore struck out Abreu to end that inning. And is open the 4th by striking out Todd Frazier. 2-2 with Jerry Sands. And he gets him. Well, that is strikeout number 8.
You can see the way that Matt Moore is delivering the ball towards home plate, be it the fastball, the changeup, or the curveball, is he's just throwing everything with supreme conviction. Not trying to feel it up there, not trying to place it somewhere in the strike zone, but just letting it go.
Now the last 8 outs recorded have come on strikeouts for Moore. Brett Lawrie, he takes a strike. And struck out the side 1, 2, 3 in the second, and got 3 strikeouts in the third around a couple of base hits and a run being scored. There's a little looper, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Lawrie makes a turn at first and is on. It's hit number 3, given up by Matt Moore. Here's your chance to get a steal, fans. Today's steal of the day features outfield tickets for the game Friday, April 29th versus Toronto for $10, almost half off the regular price. That's available today only. Visit RaysBaseball.com/steal or call 888-FAN-RAYS for more information. Rays up. Avisail Garcia. He was hit by a pitch his first time. Want to know? Shortstop, tossed to second. Miller to Forsythe to retire the side. Bottom of inning 4 coming. 3-1 Tampa Bay. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun is brought to you by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. By Checkers, fast food. Fast foodies know the deal. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Rays hold a 3-1 lead, wrapping up the homestand here at Tropicana Field. Kurt Casale will open the bottom of the fourth. He was at the plate when Morrison was picked off first base to end the third. So here's Casale, followed by Kevin Kiermaier, and then Brad Miller. It's headed to Laurie in second. So on one pitch, one out, and the Rays fourth. Kevin Kiermaier back in the lineup. Kevin left Friday's game with the head contusion after that collision with Logan Forsythe in shallow right center field. Strike. Kiermaier went through the concussion protocol that was pretty much standard now, and had no signs of that. So he misses one game, and he's back in there. Doubled his first time, went the opposite way up the left field side. To second base this time, and Laurie throws him out. 4-3. So that double by Kiermaier snapped and 0 for 19. Made a bid to try to get it through the right side of the infield that time. Brad Miller, I'm not sure he was ready for all of that activity before stepping in.
Kind of
hot shot off the mitt of Abreu. Back to Laurie and back to Abreu in time. So it's a 3-4-3 put out. And the Rays are out on 3 ground balls in the fourth. Take a look at that. 3-1 Rays. Geico, great moment. It was on this day 2013. Matt Moore became just the second pitcher in Rays history to win his first 3 starts of the year with an ERA of 1 or under. The only other Ray to do that was Matt Garza in 2010. Matt Moore matched that in 2013 on his way to a 17-4 record that year. Deoner Navarro taking a strike.
He made 27 starts in that season, and he's made now 17 since then. But I'll tell you, the returns from last year, coming back from the Tommy John surgery and how long that takes to get back into a groove, the up and downs to the beginning of his stint back with the Rays last year to how he finished and how he started this year. Boy, do you love what the possibilities are for Matt Moore, still young and now healthy.
Well, he's more of he always had pretty good demeanor out there, to be so young. Had that great arm, but he really is more veteran-like now. This one in the air to center. Kiermaier's right there. And Navarro is the first out. 8 strikeouts on the day for Matt Moore.
Well, when you combine good stuff with tremendous command, you're going to ring up some strikeouts, and that's what Matt Moore has done. Is he has moved the ball around the zone. That fastball right there, I mean, just a byproduct of how good the fastball's been. Then you start to mix in the breaking balls, you get some swing and misses. The changeup has been a good pitch for him, even behind in the count. And so he's been unpredictable and very good around and out, just outside of the zone, and racking up those 8 punch-outs and no walks. Even maybe more important.
Tyler Saladino playing shortstop. Ball and no strikes. So 1. And the other thing about Moore today and in recent outings, when he's missing, he's not missing badly. He's all right around where he wants to be. And the third, Longoria scoops that one and throws out Saladino. 2 up and 2 down in the 5th. We'll go to the top of the order. Adam Eaton.
Left fielder, number 1, Adam Eaton.
Well, Eaton the ground ball to first in the 3rd. Safe there on a very close play with Moore getting over there. Strike the count. Resulted in a Rays challenge, and it was a little safe. The call officially standing. A 1-1 count. One, 2. Rays starting the day 4-7. Chicago 8-3, off to a great start for the White Sox. The Rays last night happy to see the offense produce the way it did. 7 runs, 10 hits. They have 3 runs today on 6 hits. Forces another pitch.
Trying to battle, trying to stay alive. Already talked about all the strikeouts for Matt Moore today, and he's up in the count 1-2 again. So Adam Eaton trying to take that tack and put the ball in play and see if your speed can get you another base.
Down to first. We'll try it again, and Moore gets there this time. So Eaton is out. Pierce to Moore. 1, 2, 3. Here's the way to do it so that there's no issue at all. Out, and the Rays lead 3-1. Three to 1 here at Tropicana Field. Follow Rays Baseball live with the MLB.com @bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. MLB @bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Top of the order, Logan Forsythe to lead off. 1 strike to count. Logan doubled and scored. Opened the third with a double, and that led to 2 runs. 0-2. Guyer next, and then Longoria. Quintana working here in the 5th inning, 76 pitches. Liner into right. Garcia's there to make the catch. 1 out.
Right fielder, number 5, Brandon Guyer.
I'll tell you, Logan Forsythe has become such a tough out because of how long he can wait on a pitch. You know, we talk about his hands being so quick. Perfect fit in the leadoff spot for the Rays lineup and the way that Kevin Cash chooses to construct it. But he is a tough out. Good 2-strike approach, quick hands, can see the ball for a long time, can show power.
Guyer fouls it back. No, you're right about that. The ability to wait as long as he does. What an advantage for a hitter that is, and that all has to do with quick hands.
You can trust that your hands are quick. It gives you that extra split second for pitch recognition.
And you know, to have a guy in the leadoff spot, and it's something he had done not a lot in his career, really kind of a handful of times, but to have a guy up there who can wait that long and also have that kind of pop, that's a nice combo.
Oh yeah, it's a very rare combo.
Guyer now down 1-2.
On a breakout season a year ago, really put himself on the map.
Guyer battles down a ball and 2 strikes. That's one thing Guyer really does well. If he's down, he fights off a lot of pitches. shortens up, battle and wait for a mistake. Before you know it, he has a base hit, or he walks, or he's been hit by a pitch. And to right center, and there you go, base hit. Jackson returns it to the infield, and Geyer is 3 for 3.
Well, and the interesting thing is watch this right here. The two-strike approach. Brandon Geyer, he does take the stride, shortens up just to put the ball in play. Now contrast that with the two-strike approach against Chris Sale, where he was spread out, and that front foot, the stride foot, never moved.
Yep.
He just was taking a swing at that point. A little bit different here with Quintana. Doesn't have quite the stuff of Chris Sale, but that was very effective.
Ground ball by the mound, picked up near the bag at second. Saladino steps on second and easily completes the double play on the ball hit by Longoria. Rays lead 3-1. A 3-1 lead, and they opened the scoring in the first with Steve Pearce double home Brandon Geyer. It was Geyer again involved in the third inning when the Rays re-grabbed the lead, breaking a 1-1 tie with a base hit. He later scored as well. It's 3-1, and Matt Moore has been right on.
He has absolutely made it hold up. He's given up 3 hits, just 1 run, hasn't walked anybody, 8 strikeouts. He's been very good with all 3 pitches all over the zone. And for the most part, he's worked from out in front, so he's been able to dictate the tempo.
There's Austin Jackson, whose base hit to right in the third drove in the 1 Chicago run. A ball, no strikes. Abreu next, and then Frazier. He gets a strike there, down 2-0, back with a strike.
Well, this is where he has not been predictable. We've seen some 2-1 changeups. There's another one, and that is the beauty of Matt Moore. When he works ahead, makes it that much easier on himself. But even when he's behind, he gets back even with that changeup. We've seen that numerous times this afternoon.
Forsythe handles this. So Jackson is out of there. Forsythe to Pearce. Jose Abreu.
First baseman, number 79, Jose Abreu.
Abreu struck out in the third. Ground ball to third this time. And Longoria throw a little high, and Pierce managed to keep contact with the bag long enough. And Abreu for the second time is out, third to first. White Sox think they might want to take a look at that and have decided better of it.
Wise choice.
Two ground ball outs here. 6 in a row since the base hit by Laurie in the fourth. And here's Todd Frazier, out on strikes twice today, swinging each time. And the breaking ball in for a strike.
That right there is the sign of a hitter who's struggling at the plate, trying to make something happen. Widening the strike zone, off speed that was well off the plate, kind of lunging for it. Now he's put himself in an 0-2 hole.
And he got him. 3 pitches, fastball. He's out on strikes for the third time. 3-1 Tampa Bay. Lead moving into the bottom of the 6th. Reminder, Rays fans, if you can't catch the game on TV, you can now stream games live on your mobile device. Just go to your app store, download the free Fox Sports Go app, log in and stream the Rays wherever you go. Steve Pearce opens the inning for the Rays, bouncing it foul. Pierce doubled in a run back in the first inning, 1 for 2. The Rays have 3 runs, 7 hits off the left-hander Quintana. No walks in this game so far. So much for the wild lefty cliche.
Well, listen, Quintana, that's been his MO. I mean, he does a nice job of controlling the strike zone, not allowing extra base runners. And Matt Moore, I mean, the end of last year, what we've seen this year, same thing. I mean, really good with control.
The ball, 2 strikes.
When he came back from the Tommy John surgery, that was the one thing that you were wary of is the fact that there was not much command of the strike zone, trying to find that release point once again. But once he did, boy, he has clicked it in and not let it go.
Hot shot to third, grabbed by Frazier. Which throws right there on the money. 1 out in the 6th. Rays will hit the road, and Tuesday, here's what's coming up on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Don't miss the Todd Kalas tour of the Green Monster on Tuesday at Fenway. And Drew Smiley will be on the hill, and we'll hear from Drew Smiley.
You know what? I think that's the first that Todd Kalas heard about his tour of the Green Monster at Fenway. He looked quite surprised. Yeah. Hey, I get to do it with him. That makes it even more fun.
There you are. Swing out of his by Jennings.
Anytime that Todd can lead me down a path, it's sure to get quite interesting. So really looking forward to it. Love the extra coverage.
It's Tuesday from Fenway.
Yep.
A lot of spooky things inside the Green Monster. People have been there before and signed it. You might be able to sign it yourself.
I think I maybe already have.
Already?
Yeah. I think I may go try to find it. Good luck with that.
It's a 1 ball, 2 strikes. Will BA find his autograph inside the
I've got an
Monster?
idea where it could be.
In search of a whole series. In search of.
This could continue all season long. We could bore the listener right out of the room with it, or the viewer, whoever.
City to city, looking for traces of BA's past.
No, thank you.
Pitches down. 2-2. Yeah, somebody called, said they found your phone in Toronto. And the charges are astronomical because they called the U.S. from Toronto.
Well, that would make sense. Some of the bills I've been getting.
Oh man!
Not sure what's been up with that phone. Who's been using it? But
yeah, bike is still missing though here at St. Pete.
Yeah, the bike is still missing. I always wonder what happened to that thing.
Full count.
But to be honest with you,
funny now, but
yeah,
not
right.
then.
It wasn't funny then.
Yeah.
But I'm actually kind of glad I don't know where the bike is.
A little foul ball. So full count to Jennings. Yeah, you showed up this spring and you were your old self again. You know?
Wasn't drooling anymore.
No, you look great.
Yeah. The nose was coming back into shape. It's wonderful.
Yeah, you need to stay off those bikes.
Well, and then a couple of weeks up at Shady Acres and feel all ready to go.
Fouled out of play again by Desmond Jennings.
It is pretty remarkable that the job that was done putting things back together.
Oh yeah. Well, you came in that day and you said, you know, this part of my face, it sounds crunchy. I said, what are you doing here?
Rays baseball. You can't take a day off for a little flesh wound.
Got to play hurt sometimes.
That's right.
Little check swing, bounded down to Frazier. Frazier so steady down at third. Makes a nice little play there on the soft bounder. 2 gone.
Well, we've talked an awful lot about him being brought in to help this White Sox lineup with the power. But with all of the left-handed starters, and you're going to need a good third baseman, a good shortstop, because they're going to get an awful lot of work with guys rolling over the top of pitches. And he's also a pretty good defender down there, too.
And that had not always been the case with the White Sox in the recent past. But they feel very confident now with him over there. 1-0 the count to Logan Morrison. Logan 0 for 2, reached on the pitcher's error his last time and then was picked off first base. Rays start to get a little limbering action in the bullpen right now. It's 3-1 ball game. Moore through 6 has made 86 pitches. Morrison takes a rip and fouls it back. Manny Farquhar, the right-hander, and Eddie Romero, the lefty. On the corner, Morrison took that pitch thinking he might get the count out to 3-1, but it's 2-2.
Well, it was a borderline pitch and certainly could have gone Morrison's way. From that angle right there, looked like it was off the plate by a couple of inches.
Pitch in, he fought that one off to foul it.
Not even realizing that that pitch was meant to be away. You could see where Navarro was set up. Quintana wanted this down and away. It sails back up and in. Logan Morrison has no idea that was supposed to be away. Trying to go right back out there.
And a fly ball the other way. Eaton toward the corner is there to make the catch, and the Rays are out in the 6th. On to the 7th inning. 3-1 Tampa Bay. The 7th inning of the Trop today. Fox Sports Supports proud to team up with Surfrider Foundation in celebration of this month's Every Day is Earth Day initiative. By making simple changes in our daily lives, we can make a big impact on our environment. Go to foxsportsupports.com to learn more about what you can do to be a part of the solution. Matt Moore through 6 innings, 86 pitches, and the lead hasn't walked anybody. 9 strikeouts for Matt. And Jerry Sands leads it off. Fouls the pitch back. Only 2 3-ball counts by Matt Moore today. He had 1 to Sands in the 2nd inning and 1 to Frazier in the 4th. Went 3-2 to each of those hitters. And quickly is in front of Sands, 0-2. A miss. Sands out on strikes for the 3rd time. So 10 strikeouts for Matt Moore.
Well, coming into this ball game, Rays pitchers had struck out more hitters through 11 games than they ever had done in the franchise's history. I got to believe that 10 more today is going to be the most through 12, and I think that's the 4th time already that a Rays starter has hit the 10 punch-out plateau already through just 12 games. I tell you, the pitching staff striking out more than they've ever struck out, walking fewer than they've walked.
1-0 pitch by Laurie, lined into left, dropping in for a hit. Jennings keeps it from the wall, but it's going to be a double for Laurie. And he is 2 for 3.
Been impressed with Brett Laurie in this series. He looks much quieter at the plate than he did in Toronto and Oakland.
He's still playing with a lot of energy, but he's sort of channeled that, it seems.
Yeah, it really does. And he's shown a quick bat. Big home run last night. Nice shot right there. Second hit of the day. Trying to get his team fired up. Down just 2 here late.
Abisail Garcia hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 3rd, 0 for 1 otherwise, and fouls it up the right side. Out of play. Well, the White Sox have Zach Duke up in their bullpen. And the Rays have had double barrel action up in theirs. There is Duke. Farquhar was up earlier along with Romero, then for a time just Innie, and now both back up again. One and one. Last 2 base runners for the White Sox have been Laurie. In between 8 in a row retired by Moore. Laurie's double has put him at 2nd in the 7th. And the count advances to 1 and 2 on Garcia. Did he go? Ooh, close. No, says Jim Reynolds. Garcia came very close. Let's take a look. Ooh, right out there on the borderline.
That is. That pitch was down and in, and so you've got to get those hands going a little bit to protect against the possibility it was a fastball.
2-2. Fouled back. That was a fastball. So Moore in double figures in the strikeout department. His single game high in strikeouts, 11. Last time he did that was in June of 2013 against the Blue Jays. Base hit into center, charged by Kiermaier. Laurie's going to score, and Garcia has driven in the run to make it a 3-2 ball game.
That's the first real mistake that we've seen from Matt Moore with a changeup. Everything's been down in the zone. This changeup stays up, and that gives Garcia a good look at it. And with 2 strikes, he just kind of shortens up and goes right back up the middle. And the White Sox just one behind now.
And that's going to be it for Matt Moore. He leaves here in the 7th, 1 out into the 7th. Rays are going to go to the bullpen, leading 3-2. lead. Runner at first here in the 7th with 1 out. So the line on Matt today. 97 pitches, no walks, and 10 strikeouts for 6 1/3.
Well, Matt Moore was very, very good, and it all started early with him moving the ball around that strike zone. The fastball was good to both sides. The curveball was good for him today. He used the changeup effectively when behind in the count to get back into some counts. Well, what can you say? I mean, he just was the model of efficiency pitching in here into the 7th inning, and hopefully now the bullpen can finish the job.
Eddie Romero in to face Navarro. First pitch is down. So the runner at first, Garcia. Fourth appearance for Romero. One and one. Miss.
You're talking about a 96-mile-an-hour straight fastball, then 92 with a little cutting action. And so you think you're right on it. That late movement dips right below the bat. Now you think about having to contend with both of them. And oh, by the way, there's a slider lurking somewhere.
Foul the other way. Fastball in at 97. Hopper short right. Geyer there making the catch. 2 gone. Garcia still at first. Tyler Saladino will bat.
Shortstop, number 18, Tyler Saladino.
Saladino is nothing of 2 for the day. Moore with those 10 strikeouts and no walks in this game. First time he's ever had that many strikeouts with no walks. Saladino fouling a pitch away for a strike.
And there was nothing fluky about it. And only a handful or just a couple 3-ball counts. So he didn't even put himself in position to walk people.
Yep. That's right. 3-2 to Sands once. And 3-2 to Frazier once. Saladino going upstairs for that fastball. Unreachable. 0-2. That one back. Still a ball, 2 strikes. Hot shot line to third. Longoria is there to catch it. 1 run, 2 hits, a man left. Middle of the 7th, 3-2 Rays.
Favorite subject was probably history, like learning about just, I guess, the past and what's happened, or recess. We had a kickball dynasty back in the day, 5th grade, so probably recess and history.
History, you know, I think there's different ways of interpreting it, but at the same time, it's interesting to know where we've been, the things that humanity has tried and we're still trying today. But I think that's probably my favorite subject in school.
Favorite subject in school was math, probably. I like to solve things, and I don't know why. At an early age, I was kind of put ahead in math, and I just kind of ran with it.
I liked science growing up. Yeah, I hated math for some reason, and then I liked physics and astronomy and things like that. Kind of a science nerd.
Well, it's a kid's Sunday at the ballpark. Always fun on a day like today. The youngsters making a lot of noise in the ballpark. And they're out in full force. Rays so far have not disappointed. They lead 3-2. And an outstanding performance from Matt Moore. 6 1/3, 10 strikeouts, 2 runs. He gave way to Eddie Romero, and now Jose Quintana out of the game. Zach Duke will take over for Quintana.
Zach Duke already on for the 8th time here in this season. 4 holds already. Just an inning and 2/3 of work. It's an interesting ratio.
His first pitch is a strike.
By my calculations, Dwayne, that's 7 games entered, 5 outs.
That's a specialist.
If those numbers are correct. They don't seem to be.
Seeing on this kid's Sunday, I mean, math was your favorite subject, right?
It was. And you know why it was?
Why?
Because of this game.
Yeah.
Because I loved figuring out batting averages and ER. I mean, all that stuff growing up. Loved the numbers, and baseball's a game of them.
Sally out on strikes trying to check. So that's the first out in the bottom of the 7th. Quintana, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. 2 earned runs, didn't walk anybody, 6 strikeouts, 102 pitches for Quintana.
Guess what that equals? All of those numbers equal another quality start for Jose Quintana. He spits those out as well as anybody in the game. Always giving his team an opportunity to be in the game, to win the game, and here they are, just a run down right now.
Strike the count to Kiermaier. Two.
These are not fun at bats for a left-handed hitter.
Crossfire, called 3rd strike.
Well, look at Fox Tracks. Look where those pitches line up. Right at the bottom of the zone, both sides of the plate, worked effectively, out, in, back out. Like I said, not a lot of fun.
Now Brad Miller. On the ground to Laurie. And it's a 1-2-3, 7th inning. We go to the 8th, 3-2 Rays. Rays hold a 3-2 lead. On to the 8th inning we go. Matt Moore for 6 1/3. Eddie Romero got the last 2 outs in the 7th. Opens the 8th. And Eaton misses the first pitch for a strike. Eaton, then Jackson and Abreu due up. Ball and a strike. Romero came into the game with a man on in the 7th inning, left him on. We got Navarro and Saladino, now faces the top of the order. 2-1. Boy, little adjustments can make a big difference, and simplifying Romero's approach certainly has done that. And we saw Zach Duke pitching in the bottom of the 7th, a roller out to Forsythe, and Duke just 2 years ago dropped that arm angle way down and mastered it, and what a difference it's made for him.
You make yourself so valuable. How we talk about all the different options that a manager wants coming out of the bullpen. That's one way to do it for yourself.
Well, here's another option coming for the Rays. Back in a moment.
Archer is a Rays lead 3-2 in the 8th inning. Archer will pitch the middle game of a 3-game series against the Red Sox. Rays will head up to Boston tomorrow. It's Marathon Monday up in Boston, where the Boston Marathon will take place. The leaders will end up running sub-5-minute miles. Then it's off to the Boston Red Sox series, guys, beginning Tuesday. Joe Kelly, Rick Porcello, and David Price, the former Rays Cy Young Award winner back in 2012. Porcello in the middle game. Archer will get the middle game. Smiley will start the first game, and to be determined for that final game of the series. Guys, AL East the rest of the way after today in this month of April.
And we can't wait.
All 4 division teams go visit 2, then come back home for 2 more.
Alex Colomé against Jackson on a ground ball to third. Austin Jackson's out. Longoria across to Pierce. 2 gone with Colomé following Romero. Jose Abreu will be the hitter.
First baseman, Jose Abreu.
Abreu, a couple of ground ball outs to third, around a strikeout. Ball 1. Colomé pitched an inning in the game here Friday. Gave up a run in the 9th inning of that one. Pitching in the 8th today. 1-1. foul ball right back.
Boy, just out and challenging Abreu on that pitch. Fastball middle in, but good velocity, now up in the count. Maybe go right back to that hard slider down and away. Give him a couple of those.
Lays off. 2-2. Bite. The count is full. Todd Frazier on deck. Strike 3 call. Well, he wouldn't bite on 2 sliders. Took the low heat. Fastball 96. Abreu is out of there. There you go. 3-2 Rays, bottom of the 8th coming. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Todd Narestis will anchor the coverage. We'll hear from Kevin Cash in his press conference. And Emily Austin from the clubhouse with interviews. Matt Moore with a very good performance today. And we go to the bottom of the 8th with the Rays holding a 3-2 lead. Logan Forsythe will face Matt Albers, who's got quite a streak going. Pitch is a strike. Albers has thrown 28 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings over his last 25 appearances going back into early August last year. And he's ahead of Forsythe. Forsythe doubled and scored in the 3rd. 1 for 3. Brandon Guyer next, and then Evan Longoria.
Brandon Guyer having quite a day at 3 out of 3. How about Matt Albers finding himself,
yeah.
You know, just bouncing around from team to team and all of a sudden has figured some things out.
There's a strike call. Forsythe caught looking.
It's amazing what confidence will do for you at this level. Yeah, everybody's talented. There's a ton of talent on the field in every ball game that you watch or you sit in the stands. But I'll tell you, all of a sudden you add that element of confidence and you really start to believe in what you can do. You put together a streak like he has.
Well, Brandon Guyer, 3 for 3 today. It's a little wide. Guyer drove a run with a base hit and scored a run in the third. That run he scored the difference in the game. There's a line drive base hit, another hit. Guyer 4 for 4. He lines a single off the fastball, base hit into left. He has half of the Rays hits today. Third time in his career he's had at least a 4-hit game.
Third straight ball game he's been in the lineup, feeling comfortable at the plate, has done the job against lefties. Here against a tough righty, he just made a mistake out over the plate. Brandon Guyer made him pay. It's a big afternoon here for Brandon. Boy, he's worked himself into such a valuable member of this Rays team. Going back to the issue of confidence. I remember when he was first with the ball club, didn't get that regular playing time. It was a little bit of a struggle for him. Had to get used to the role of, when you're called upon, not starting every day like he'd been used to coming up through the minor leagues. And once he accepted and adapted into that role, he's been fantastic for this team.
He's off. The pitch is low and the throw is in time.
We'll see. Well, it's so funny. All these close plays, you immediately take those eyes right down to the dugout. Kevin Cash wants to pause this, see if it was for sure out. Navarro up and throwing right away. Got to get the tag in there, Brett Lawrie.
I'll tell you.
It's close.
That was pretty close.
A lot of them are. Let's see. Yeah. They want to sit this one out, Coach.
So the Rays lose the base runner. The pitch, a strike down around the knees. And now that pitch is away, 1-1. Evan Longoria 1 for 3. Seven down on the count. Two and two. Full count. Three-two ball game. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Fly ball lifted toward right center. Jackson and Garcia. Garcia there to make the catch. And the Rays are out in the 8th. White Sox will have Frazier, Sands, and Lawrie do. Rays up by 1. Rays will be hitting the road. Our next telecast will be Tuesday from Boston. We'll be with you at 6:30 on Fox Sports Sun. Drew Smiley will go to the mound for the Rays. The Rays begin a road trip into Boston and New York against the Red Sox and the Yankees. Here at the Trop, we go to the ninth. It's a 3-2 Rays lead. Todd Frazier leading off against Alex Colomé. Fouls the fastball, strike one. Sands due next. Melky Cabrera has emerged into the on-deck circle. Two. Ball, 2 strikes, fastball in. Now Matt Moore struck out Frazier 3 times, all swinging third strikes. And a swing and a miss. Colomé strikes him out. Big strikeout to open the 9th inning, and Frazier 0 for 4, all 4 on strikeouts.
Well, he's had a rough series here at the plate, but always dangerous. You know that because of the power. Colomé did a nice job. Fastball out, fastball in, right back out with that hard slider. Almost looks like a cutter. Regardless, he picks up the big strikeout to start off the 9th.
Melky Cabrera pinch hitting. He takes the ball. 10 strikeouts for Matt Moore. All 10 were swinging strikes. It's 2 strikeouts now for Colomé. You got Abreu looking to end the 8th, and Frazier swinging to open the 9th. 1-1 the count on Melky Cabrera. It was Cabrera's base hit here Friday night that ultimately gave the White Sox a 1-0 win when he singled off Colomé in the 9th inning, scoring Jimmy Rollins. Cabrera pinch hitting in the 9th inning today. It takes the count to 2-2. Full count. Rays got a run in the first. Chicago a run in the third. The Rays 2 in the third. And Chicago a run in the 7th. 3-2 now to Cabrera. 1 out, bases empty in the 9th. There's ball 4. That is the first walk of this game. And we'll get Brett Lawrie to the plate. So it's come down here to the 9th inning. The Rays needing 2 outs to end this thing, protecting that 1-run lead.
And a guy that has swung the bat well in this series for the White Sox and having a good day today.
Fouled back by Lawrie, strike 1. Lawrie hit his first home run of the year in the 7th inning last night. one off Steve Geltz. Colomé struck him out to end the 9th inning here Friday. And a nice pitch right there that disappeared on it, breaking down and away.
Well, now you could try to take that thing a little bit further away now that you've got the count 0-2 in your favor. We've seen that pitch anywhere 88 to 91 with late action away. Throws it hard.
Stays alive, fouling it. Garcia, the on-deck hitter. Strike pitch again. Check swing and a foul ball. David Robertson up in the bullpen. Rory 1 of 6 in his career against Colomé. Pitch upstairs. 1-2. Strikeout and a walk. And there's a popper. Forsythe grabs it. 2 gone.
Anytime you can get a hitter reaching and off balance, advantage pitcher. That's what happened there with Brett Lawrie. Raise 1 out away. To reach across that plate, you're a little bit off balance. Not going to have a whole lot on it.
Here's Garcia. He scored a run after being hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and then drove in a run with a base hit in the 7th. Officially 1 for 2 for the day. And a popper right side, foul ball. Pierce and Geyer after it. Can they get there? And it falls just out of the reach of Pierce. It had some hang time on it. Well, you'd love to see that one caught.
You would. Brandon Geyer was given great effort coming in. I don't think that he was ever going to be able to get there. And Steve Pierce going at an odd angle for that ball, and feeling Brandon Geyer coming. You can see him right here start to shorten up just a tad. You can almost feel him coming. You can see him kind of pull that glove out of the way as Brandon comes into the shot. But I don't think Brandon could have ever gotten there.
Strike the count on Garcia. Ground ball left side. Miller will make the throw to first, and the Rays are winners. Garcia rolls out to Miller, and the Rays beat the White Sox 3-2 and take 2 out of 3 in this series from Chicago. The ground ball to short ended it. And Matt Moore will get a win out of this. He was very, very good on the hill today. Big day for Brandon Geyer, 4 for 4. He scored 2 runs. He drove in a run. And the Rays win it by a run. The timeless moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. And here's Brandon Geyer's day.
Yeah, how about his day? 4 out of 4. You see the last 2 games, 5 out of 6. Of course, that home run last night, but he just did a great job. I mean, look at all these pitchers, different areas of the strike zone, but he had a great approach, good two-strike approach, hitting the ball with authority, regular playing time. And with regular playing time comes some confidence, comes some comfort. And Brandon Guyer has turned that into 2 big games, none bigger than today, 4 for 4 in a Rays win.
7-2 win last night, 3-2 win today. Todd Callis is standing by with Brandon Guyer right now.
All right, Dwayne, 3-2 victory. Rays winning the series. Brandon Guyer a big part of that. On base 4 times today, on base 4 times yesterday. Brandon, first of all, for the team, nice to get a series win in the beginning of the season. You hadn't had any.
Yeah, no, you know, anytime you can beat a good team, you know, they were really hot, and you put together a couple good games and win the series. It's huge, and you know, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you're playing, but against a hot team, like I said, it's always good.
I'm glad you don't pay attention to a pitcher having your number, because Katana had you a little bit before today. Yeah, he did. You were able to, and I'm glad you didn't know that, and then you were able to get back on him. Did you feel like there was any, Did you feel like there was any carryover for you in your bats after you had some solid ABs yesterday? You reached base a couple times via the walk and then the home run.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's more just me being comfortable out there. You know, I haven't played a lot, but it's about going up there with a plan, a good mindset, and you know, it doesn't matter who's out there. Just going to try to help the team win.
Yeah, that's something you've accomplished very well in your career, is being able to contribute when you haven't had those regular ABs, but to get 3 in a row has to feel good, especially after only seeing one lefty for the first 9 games or so.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I always look forward to playing them, because I think 4 of their 5 starters are lefties, but you know, I just love being out there helping the team win and doing whatever it takes. If it's pinch hit, come in late in the game, defense, whatever, you know, I'm down for whatever.
You guys win with 3 runs. Matt Moore in the bullpen giving you guys a chance to win.
Yeah, you know, our pitchers have been pitching great. It's offense hasn't really clicked, but we face some really good pitching. So it's good to get some runs for them. You know, they deserve a lot of wins, and we haven't been put up a lot of runs, but we have all the confidence in them in the bullpen, and you know, it's fun to watch.
Nice job today, Brandon.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Nice job indeed. The Rays are winners 3-2 over the Chicago White Sox. Winning their 5th game of the year. They're 5-7. For Brian Anderson and the rest of our crew, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast as the Rays defeat the White Sox 3-2. We'll be with you Tuesday night. Our coverage begins at 6:30 from Fenway Park in Boston, where the Rays open a road trip to the Northeast. Rays Live, the postgame, comes your way next.